Hey, welcome to Political Integrity, and in this video here, we're going to be showcasing the bad immigration stance and policies that Biden and Harris supported from the start, and that they still are going to lie and tell you that they don't support, even though they do in a different manner and different ways. But they support these policies, and then I'm going to show you a video at the end on what the policies are leading to within our country. Without further ado, let's hear from the president.
The result of the executive action I took, border encounters have dropped over 50%. In fact, there are fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office. And unlike Trump, we will not demonize immigrants, saying they're the poison of blood of America, poison the blood of our country. Kamala and I are committed to strengthening legal immigration, including protecting dreamers and more.
So you heard that. No criminalizing illegal immigration, and they want to strengthen illegal immigration. And he says that border crossings are even lower than Trump took office. Well, yes, if you institute Trump's policies, but then you don't consider the fact that you are now giving parole, flying around 30,000 people a month over that meet certain criterias, and you basically giving them asylum that normally would have just crossed, like, yeah, they're down because you are now enabling and helping the situation. So let's hear from Harris about this. Make sure make sure we get this right from Harris.
Most of the candidates on this stage say the conditions at these facilities are abhorrent. On January 20th, 2021, if you are president, what specifically would you do with the thousands of people who try to reach the United States every day and want a better life through asylum?
Immediately on January 20th of 2021, I will, first of all, we cannot forget our DACA recipients, and so I'm going to start there. I will immediately, by executive action, reinstate DACA status and DACA protection to those young people. I will further extend protection for deferral of deportation for their parents and for veterans, who we have so many who are undocumented and have served our country and fought for our democracy. I will also immediately put in place a meaningful process for reviewing the cases for asylum. I will release children from cages. I will get rid of the private detention centers. And I will ensure that this microphone that the President of the United States holds in her hand is used in a way that is about reflecting the values of our country, and not about locking children up, separating them from their parents. And I have to just say that we have to think about this issue in terms of real people. A mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril, to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
Actually, we do provide humanitarian aid, help to people in need in other countries, but we also follow our laws. And it's pretty bad when you are now providing more care, assistance, and money to illegal immigrants than you are to homeless and homeless veterans. Let's hear Harris again talking about illegal immigration.
not have any more policy like we have under this current president that is about inhumane conduct, that is about putting babies in cages, it is about separating children from their parents. And we have got to have policy that is about passing comprehensive immigration reform with a pathway towards citizenship, shutting down these private detention
Clarify this for me, though, because
Yes,
I do
please.
find it
Yes.
confusing. I believe if someone crosses over the border, it's illegally, it is illegal, and you would decriminalize it.
I would not make it a crime punishable by jail. It should be a civil enforcement issue, but not a criminal enforcement issue.
Okay.
There should.
So, if you make it a civil issue, what happens? Do they even do anything about it? Like, if you make it a criminal non-civil and you do what the current laws are that we had under Trump, they would take them and send them back. And then she says that she wants to get rid of detention centers. Well, that hasn't happened yet. And she still wants to get rid of those detention centers. Well, it hasn't happened, but most of these detention centers are not harboring the mother and the children that she's referring to. These detention centers are harboring all of these actual criminals that they just let in, and they were caught, and they did something that wasn't just crossing the border. The really bad of the bad people that shouldn't be here that crossed illegally. And let's see what certain things are happening because of their bad immigration policies.
The city nonprofit.
So you see, it was armed men from a Venezuelan gang, and that was captured before a shootout in Colorado. So in the US, you're having this happen. Like, that's what their policies are leading to. That is what you would be supporting in voting for Harris. You can't just say, oh, well, we're going to give the mothers, the children, the whole families able to come in, but we're going to check for the bad people. They're not doing that. They're not checking for the bad people. They're just catching and releasing, to the point that there's been video of border security saying, what are we doing here? We can't do nothing. They basically tied their hands and said, hey, count the people coming in, release them. That's it. That's their job. What in the world? We're not like a refugee camp here. It isn't like it was Syria with people crossing into Jordan. That's not a thing here. We can do humanitarian efforts and help people, but we need to focus on following the laws and helping out our own first. And also, Biden said the numbers are down. The number of crossings are only down because he's now, by law, circumventing people crossing that follow certain things they put in place so they can fly them here. So you have to meet certain criteria, and as long as you meet certain criteria and show up at a designated airport they tell you to, they will fly you here from 4 countries, meaning you don't have to cross the border illegally anymore. The government will just say, hey, we got you a flight. You just need to have some money and a person that can put you up or whatever, and we're going to go ahead and take care of it. So, yeah, the numbers are going down when you're helping put those numbers down by going into the crowd and saying, hey, do any of you meet this? And seeing who raises their hand and picking 30,000 of them a month. Like, yeah, you're going to have the numbers go down. Not to mention the fact that they went back to a lot of Trump's policies and trying to follow more of our laws on immigration to continue boarding the border wall. When you do that stuff, it works. But then you provided another loophole to fudge your numbers. That's what you people will be voting for in your vote for Harris. Keep that in mind.